Dr. T and welcome to my YouTube channel. So through this channel I want to share my passion with you, and that is reading. I want to create a community of positive vibes and happiness where we can give book recommendations to each other. If there are any books that you want to read but you did not get the time to read, let me know. I will do that for you. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you don't want to hit that bell icon, just follow me on Instagram. The link is down below, and let's get started. So for today's book recommendation, I want to discuss this amazing thriller novel that I read when I was 17 years old. So this was one of the best books, and I will go to the point and say that it is right in the league of the Da Vinci Code. So if you have seen the movie or read the book, this book recommendation is definitely for you. This book was released in 1989 by a doctor, physician and an author, Robin Cook. Once you start reading these novels, you will actually feel that the world in the book is one that is happening around you. His writing is so plain and simple that you do not need to be from a medical background to understand it. Anyone in any walk of life can pick up this novel, and yes, I am telling you, you will enjoy it. So without further ado, let me tell you about the book and how it goes, and you can judge it for yourself. So for any other book reviews that you guys might like of other genres, just go and subscribe to this channel and keep a lookout. So now coming to the book. The one that I absolutely love and enjoy is Mutation by Robin Cook. Mutation is a book about a man named Viktor Frankl. He is a doctor, a reproductive specialist with a specialty in vitro fertilization. So this story begins when the couple, Viktor Frankl and his wife, Marcia, are unable to have a second child. So Viktor runs a company called Chimera. This company not only helps couples with infertility issues to conceive a baby, but also has a vast variety of research and development into sciences that are yet to be proven for the general public. So this scientific genius soon realizes that the couple cannot conceive on their own. So they decide that they would do this through a surrogate. While the embryos are still in the petri dish, Dr. Viktor Frankl injects them with a chemical called the neuronal growth factor. This serum would allow the unborn embryos to develop a vast neuronal network, which would translate to the fact that the unborn child would be born a genius. So Dr. Frankl does this without telling his wife. Soon the surrogate gives birth to a baby boy who they name as VJ, Victor Jr. So VJ is a miracle baby. He attains milestones much faster than the normal average human baby. For example, he could read by the age of 13 months and he could walk by the age of 6 months. So they realize that their baby is a genius, and Dr. Viktor Frankl is absolutely elated that his experiment is a success. However, their life takes a turn when VJ is somewhere around the age of 10. There is a sudden, unexpected death of VJ's brother, nanny and his teacher in school. The cause of death is diagnosed as a rare form of liver cancer, and nobody knows as to how this developed in such a young population. Parallelly, we find out that VJ's IQ has dropped drastically. The milestones that he had achieved have now regressed. In the meantime, Marcia, VJ's mother, who is a well-renowned psychiatrist, decides to give him a personality test. On analysis of his scores, she realizes that somehow VJ has beat the paper. The answers that he has given do not truly show his personality as it is. However, these suspicions are rejected by Dr. Viktor Frankl. On analysis of the liver cancer strains, Dr. Viktor Frankl realizes that these are all from the same alien virus. This is an astonishing medical mystery. While he's pondering on this, we find that Victor Jr. is spending a lot of time in his father's lab. Viktor Frankl is devastated not only because of the loss of his child, but also because he feels that his experiment is now a failure. Soon he gets the news that the two other couples in whom he had injected the same serum had also suffered a loss of their children. So he thinks that the experiment and the serum is actually fatal, and he counted his blessings that his son was alive. He decides not to tell his wife of this little experiment that he did and let his life go on as usual. Now coming to the most interesting part of the story and the climax, if you will. One fine day, Marsha tries to convince Victor that there is something wrong going on with VJ. They soon realize that while spending so much time together, VJ visits the area under the bell tower near his father's industry. On following him to this place, Dr. Victor Frank comes across a state-of-the-art laboratory. He soon realizes that this was the work that VJ was doing. So this room that he comes across is a medical marvel for any scientist on this planet. He finds out that some of the toughest medical mysteries have been solved and are present in that room. He rushes back and tells his wife. She forces Victor to take her to the lab as well, and soon VJ finds out that his parents have burst his bubble. So now he takes his parents across the lab to show them the medical marvel that he has built. So they come across a room where there are artificial wombs present, with 4 fetus in them. Now, Marsha soon realizes that there were 5 eggs besides VJ's that were present in the lab. On questioning VJ on it, he simply gives an answer that that egg was a medical failure and it did not get implanted the right way in the womb. He also told his parents that he did not inject these feti with the neuronal network that his father had injected in VJ. VJ is a mastermind and a genius, but with a compromised ethic and moral value. After going through this room of medical mystery, VJ takes his parents to another room, which is the cocaine laboratory. He says that he has built a lab with an efficient way of producing pure cocaine. And this is the cocaine that he sells to the drug dealers, and that is how he made the money to sponsor his own laboratory. Absolutely infuriates his mother. She does not want him to continue with any of this business and shut it down immediately. So VJ realizes that to continue his dreams, he has to imprison his mother and father. While the mother is imprisoned, VJ confesses to a crime that he had committed. He tells them that it was him who injected that virus strain of liver cancer in his brother, in his nanny, and in the teacher who had died. He also tells his father that the death of the 2 kids who were implanted with the same serum was by the hands of VJ. Because VJ soon realized that he was a mastermind and his genius could not be shared by anyone else. So it was him who went and murdered those 2 children because he was the one who wanted to be the only mastermind on this planet. Which is why he did not inject the embryos that he was growing in his lab with that serum. Dr. Victor Frank soon realizes the horror of his experiment. So this was the spin that Robin Cook played in this book of the birth of the monster of Frankenstein. Somehow, Dr. Victor Frank convinces VJ to let him go to his house and bring whatever cash he had to sponsor his kid's dream. However, VJ is cunning enough and says that the mother stays with him. Dr. Victor Frank goes to his house with the guard that VJ had told him to take. He drugs the guard and makes a nitroglycerine bomb. As soon as he enters the lab, he places the bomb. As soon as Marsha leaves, Dr. Victor Frank stalls VJ so that the bomb can go off. As soon as the bomb goes off, the river that is flowing under the tower explodes and the entire lab is washed away. VJ tries to escape through an escape hatchet. However, Dr. Victor Frank holds on to him tight. What we realize in this point of time is that even though VJ is a mastermind and a genius, he still possesses the body of a 10-year-old. And that is the advantage that Dr. Victor Frank takes to drown him and his son together. And that is where the book ends. So in the end chapter, we see that Marsha is going around the house minding her own business, and suddenly the doorbell rings. When she opens the door, she finds a lady standing with her teenage daughter, and that daughter has a child with her. This child has been brought to Marsha for an analysis. However, Marsha soon realizes that the child is reading a medical journal at the age of 10 years. The same behavior that she saw in her own son, VJ. She also observes that the child's eyes has a blue tinge that is also similar to her son, VJ. Marsha now realizes that the monster is not yet dead. She understands that VJ had implanted that 5th embryo which was missing in his lab in an actual live woman. And this journey is the whole suspense and thriller that we come across. Marsha realizes that she is about to live that nightmare again. So I hope you guys liked the book review today, and if you do get a chance to pick this novel up, leave a comment down below with your review of this novel. And please keep a lookout on this channel. There are a lot more book reviews to come, and I hope to see you guys next time. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram for much more information on books. See ya. Bye-bye.